Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. It is my weekly episode of Clearing the Bases where I go through topics that were interesting but didn't quite make it into their own videos. This week I have one of the more interesting ones I've probably ever covered, and it easily could have done its own video, but I just don't know enough about Pokemon to really do it justice. So we're going to talk about it. First of all, though, let me share my screen. Before that, yesterday I went to the Portland Maine Card Show at the Expo. Big show for Maine, and I will have a video probably tomorrow, and a story of a card that I bought way under comps and how I got it that way, and how I discovered that it was under comps. So hopefully you're subscribed and you will watch that one. All right, let's share my screen. Oh, and today I'm picking up a collection I'm buying, and I'll cover that at some point this week too. All right, friendly reminder. Let's do a. Oh yeah, I haven't added in my logo yet, but I will. And I need to add in a bunch of stuff. But Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm selling, I don't know, roughly 30 ish cards, vintage baseball, some pre war, some post war, in this live stream on Whatnot. Come check it out. I think there's some really good stuff in there. We've already got 9 bookmarks for it just since I put up the video last night. So I'm excited for that. Wednesday, and the cards will ship on Thursday. So also, I have an eBay store now, so check that out. It is my store. Both of these, the Whatnot and my eBay store, are linked in the description to this video. I am adding as frequently as I can to my stores, but it's slow going. So, all right. First of all, let's get right to the headliner. This woman, Erica, posted 2 days ago. So this was Friday night, Friday afternoon. SOS. There was a yard sale at the end of August where I accidentally sold my father's Pokemon collector's items, not knowing what they were. It was three factory sealed Team Rocket Pokemon trading pack boxes. If you are one of the two gentlemen that bought these items, please consider returning them. I am begging. My father is a wreck and I am beside myself. So, this brings a lot of questions like, uh, what are Pokemon collector's items? We'll get to that. I'm not a Pokemon guy, so I can't tell you any details outside of what I'm reading here, and I'll show you. But why is this woman selling her father's items at a yard sale? Did he not know? I did find another post from her that said it was posted on September 19th. She was doing a yard sale. Uh, they were selling a house, and she had pictures of the house and stuff. And um, there were no Pokemon cards in there, but that was from September 19th. So that was not this one. So I don't know. It's interesting. So here's where the story really takes off. Bowman 1951 Sports Card Adventures. So these, I think two of these boxes, two out of the three, were sold to a Pokemon shop who bought them 2 days after the yard sale. And this person says they are very rare. So and here's the original post. She apparently has edited the post because she said they're worth over $20,000, and I think they're worth quite a bit more than that. She sold them for $30. Split the three boxes between two different gentlemen. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So the store owner, the Pokemon store owner, still had one of them as of Friday. So she, Bowman 1951, shared this info with the original owner. She contacted the shop. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. She contacted the shop and said she would buy it back, and he's refusing to sell it to her. First, he lied about it being gone, but someone told Bowman 1951 privately he was trying to pack it out. I don't know what that means. Uh, his guess is that the store owner bought them for $2,000 to $5,000 each from the yard sailor. I'm sure he did well on box number one, now long gone. Uh, Yeah. What do you think you should do with box number 2? I want you to tell me, not only what would you do if you were at that yard sale and you noticed these and you knew what they were? Would you say, and no judgment from me. She set the prices. Uh, she said she wanted $30 for these 3 boxes. I if, she didn't say, "What do you think these are worth? What would you buy these for?" She set a price of roughly $10 per box, and somebody agreed to that price. Now, I don't see myself buying them. I don't think I would be able to live with myself if I knew these were $15,000 boxes each and somebody was trying to sell them for $10. But I also wouldn't blame anybody for buying them and just flipping them for thousands of dollars. And then, secondly, what do you think the store owner should do with box number two? Do you think he should just sell it back to her? For me, he if he's going to sell it back to her, he shouldn't sell it back for the $10. He should sell it back for whatever he paid for it. Let's say it's $2 to $5,000. That's my opinion, and she should agree to it if she really wants it back. Uh, yeah. So when I say she would buy it back, he says they know they're screwed for thousands of dollars, but the sentiment is there to try and get something so rare back in their possession. He even threatened her, saying she was harassing him when she tried reaching out. Yeah, terrible situation. And then this person is explaining how rare they are. You can find them on eBay. So here are some current auctions. This is one for over $10,000 with 2.5 days remaining, over $10,000 with 4.5 days remaining. So, yeah, I mean, those are pricey. And the store owner, nobody here is doing anything shady, in my opinion. The store owner bought it fair and square. The yard sailor bought it fair and square. I want to know what you would do from either side of this story. Uh, yeah, and then here's a big question. How do we know the person who sold it originally is telling the truth? They might just be trying to use some guilt and saying this was my father's. I don't know. I don't believe that, but it's possible. All right. Let me know in comments. And then Fanatics. This is not really a story that interests me. I don't know why I opened this one. The Fanatics and Panini stuff, not an interest to me. This one was Chicago hosting the National in 2026. That's news. It's in Cleveland 2024, and then in Chicago in 25 and 26. I was hoping it would be in Atlantic City selfishly because it's a 7 hour drive for me, and Chicago really needs a flight. I'm planning on driving to Cleveland next year. It's about an 11-hour drive. That's about the max I would drive to a national. So, yeah, Chicago next year. I know Atlantic City made a big push, was offering like $1,000 per dealer, and it still got voted down, which I think tells you all you need to know about how much dealers liked Atlantic City. All right, I subscribe to Post War Cards newsletter. Strong recommend. I read it every week. I really like it a lot. They do a weekly newsletter. And in this one, they talk about this Mile High card August auction and how much vintage. And hopefully, you can't hear my cat meowing. He's already been fed. So, 1948 Leaf Baseball unopened pack, PSA 7, $206,000. 1952 Tops First Series, PSA 7, $104,000. Yeah, I mean, these are pretty awesome. And then they talk about the 1974 Topps Decal Edge, sold for $5,300. Topps tried 4 test issues in 1974. Action emblems, Decal Edge stamps, and jigsaw puzzles with limited distribution around Massachusetts. So unopened packs are rare. Pretty neat. What would you do if you had a pack of 1948 Leaf or 52 Tops or 54 Tops? Would you open it? I I wouldn't. I would slab it and I would keep it. Well, I would sell it, of course. But if I didn't need the money, I would definitely keep it. And then in the same newsletter, I was not aware of these cards. Many collectors believe Topps issued their first basketball cards in 1957. I thought that. Their first dedicated basketball set, but the 1948 Topps Magic Photos, the gum was called Hocus Focus that year. Set of 252 small individual cards has 11 basketball-related subjects. Huh, who knew? So you've got Ed McCauley and then a game from Kentucky, and then here's one from DePaul. Yeah, just a neat little factoid, I guess. Speaking of neat, but also very morbid, Abraham Lincoln, this is RR auction. I don't know what that is, but Abe Lincoln assassination tickets. You didn't obviously have tickets to the assassination. You had tickets to the theater to that show. But yeah, very, very rare. These are from April 14th, 1865. They sold for more than $250,000. I'm sure Darren Rovell really wanted to have these in his collection. Let's see. Does it say? It's interesting. They don't seem to be authenticated by PSA. Most of the auction companies get these slabbed. I think these tickets. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, the provenance is the Forbes collection of American historical documents, Christie's. Yeah, just a really interesting piece of history. Huh. Looks like I lost whatever I had saved here. That's okay. This is uh, an auction. It's not an auction, but if you had a Wembanyama number to 99 redemption, you were invited to go to this Tops Fanatics event, and then they would select one of the people. And there were some issues with this, like you had to jump through hoops to actually get there, reportedly. But this gentleman here, I think this says parallel and relic and numbered and auto on his shirt. Perfect shirt to be wearing to a Fanatics Tops event. And here's Victor Wembanyama. Uh, and he's holding up the card that he won. I can't, I don't think I can zoom in on that. But anyway, here's the card here. And he won it. So I'm sure he's very excited to sell it now. All right. $10,000 bill from the Great Depression era sells for $480,000 at auction. I never knew that there was ever a $10,000 bill. So pretty neat. And I get all of these get recommended to me in my news feed through Google Chrome. Any sort of collectibles find is recommended to me. Let's see. Features the face of President Lincoln's Secretary of the Treasury, Salmon P. Chase. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. And then we end with sports cards worth more than $11,000 stolen in Guelph. I don't know how to pronounce that. Guelph, whatever. Three suspects stole, allegedly, more than $11,000 of sports cards. Here's where it gets interesting. They entered the store, and just says from a business, entered the store just before 7:30 p.m. So this is a type of store that closes fairly early. They went to the toy section and put more than 200 packages of NFL and NBA trading cards. 200 packages. So if let's just do a little bit of math. $11,000 divided by 200, $5 per package. So are these all jumbo boxes, or was it a mix of like cheap hobby boxes and blaster boxes? I don't know. It was a woman and two men, and not much other info here. So I wonder what kind of store this was. Obviously, probably I should say probably not a Target or a Walmart, because it was closed at 7:30, unless it was still open and they just walked in and stole them. I can't imagine that. So that is it today. Let me know in comments what you would do in any of those situations. Uh, I think fascinating situation there with the woman and her father. Um, yeah. Oh, and I did get my 10 back So this, I paid 60 bucks for it plus the 15-ish to get it graded. And it's now worth $600 or $700. I'm going to sell it. If you're interested, it will be in my eBay store very, very soon. Happy to uh, set it up to take offers because I'm going to set it for, I don't know, 650 or 700 and hope to get somewhere close to there. All right, guys. Hope you have a great Sunday.